I jump on that train of his last movie almost?
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that we never got to see the full version of Shrek starring him. That would have been something.
Yeah,
Not the same as Mike Myers, but I think
No.
it would have been pretty good too.
Wow. Adam yet again plugged Shrek in this podcast and didn't save it for Shrekcast.
Shrekcast coming at you soon on Facebook video.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Movie Toast podcast. I'm Corey, here with your weekly reviews episode, and I'm joined by my three co-hosts, Adam.
Hey, everybody. I love Facebook. Get on Facebook at Movie Toast. It's the best. I've never shat on Facebook ever.
Effective advertising. Dennis.
I'm not nearly that good with the advertising, but you're already here, so thank you so much.
Fuck your logic, Dennis.
We got advertisement, we got pandering, and I'm here with Tommy.
Hi, everybody. You can check us out on Instagram.
Hey,
and
that's
Twitter,
my
too.
fucking catchphrase. Just tell him to vote.
Oh. He was bringing the cuteness.
Oh, wait. You're going for cute? I'm sorry. I thought you were just going for my mockery.
No. But while we're at it, why don't you go vote in November? Yeah.
And we're going to come to you with a couple movies to review. I'm just getting this in right here. I'm being notified by our production staff behind the glass. They're saying, Adam and I watched the same movie. Got it. Okay, good. Let's start with Tommy. What did you watch this week?
Wait, Brad. Thanks for telling him that. It would have been helpful if we got that before we started recording.
You have to excuse Brad, okay? He's a little slow.
No, you know what? I think it's time to cut ties with Brad. We need to move on to the next intern.
You guys got to realize Brad's working for free, so I shouldn't be as tough on him.
No, he's already out the door. Brad, yeah.
Fuck
Brad.
Brad.
You can't get him. Brad.
Oh, anyways.
Nope. Anyways.
Brad ain't in your movie, Tommy.
Yeah,
Who is in your movie?
Brad is not in my movie. My movie stars two hilariously funny comedians, Chris Farley and Matthew Perry. Hopefully, just saying those two names together might give you guys an idea of the
you watched
1998.
Beverly Hills Ninja, and it had a guest serving Sarah?
No. The movie I'm talking about is called Almost Heroes. And it's a Western comedy kind of movie about two guys whose mission is to beat Lewis and Clark to California. I have to start off right off the bat by telling you guys, I don't understand how this movie didn't do well in the box office. It was a stinker at the box office, and I don't get it. Like, okay, I've watched it a couple times over the years. I probably didn't watch it when it first came out because 1998 wasn't a time in my life where I was watching movies as much as I am now. But I definitely watched it, fresh when it came out. And then I think I watched it a couple more times over the years. This time I watched it, oh my God. This is a comic gem of a movie. It's really funny.
There, I'm going to stop you. That's why it did bad in the box office. I thought this was some kind of epic adventure across America, and then you said comedy, and I was like, what the fuck?
You gotta admit though, when you hear Chris Farley is one of the stars of the epic adventure, you'd have to think there'd be some jokery, a little bit of jokery,
A little tomfoolery.
I should think about that, but the movie I watched this week totally upended character acting stereotypes. So I've got a weird place this week.
Watch out, Paul Blart.
Yeah.
So to talk a little bit more about the movie, though, Matthew Perry is an explorer. His character was going to take on the expedition that ended up going to Lewis and Clark to discover the West. As he says in the movie, he was beaten to it by Lewis and Clark, so they got the expedition before him. So then he was told, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like a telegram or something like that came to him, or a letter or something like that. And they told him basically, you can still go on your expedition, but just know that Lewis and Clark got a 2-week head start. And so he has to find a tracker that can take him on, help him on this expedition. And apparently the guy that he wanted to take wasn't available, so he went with Chris Farley's character, who's called Bartholomew Hunt. Classic Chris Farley, he hated his performance in this movie. But
Really?
yeah, and that happened a lot with him in a lot of his movies that he did. He felt that he could have done better. And this was one of those movies.
It's a sign of a good artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think. And
It's a sign of a self-esteem issue.
True. He was addicted to the drugs. The drugs, kids.
Self-esteem isn't a drug, Adam.
Yeah, but it probably fucked with his brain. All the coke he was on while he was doing all these press interviews.
he was sober during the filming of the movie.
Wow.
It was after the movie finished filming that he relapsed, unfortunately, for the last time. This movie, if you haven't seen it and you're a fan at all of Chris Farley's work, watch it. Greenlight.
So what was the movie called, Tommy?
It's called Almost Heroes. Came out in 1998.
And then where did you watch it?
I watched it on HBO.
Do you have any tidbits for this one?
Oh, yeah.
There are some tidbits on here. So the first one I kind of mentioned already. It said this film marks Chris Farley's last leading role because then he died 5 months before the film was released. He had already finished filming, but he died 5 months before they released the film. But it's not his last film appearance. He did have a cameo in the film Dirty Work, where he played a guy that had the tip of his nose cut off, which was really funny. This was originally filmed in fall 1996 under the title Edwards and Hunt. Edwards was Matthew Perry's character, and Hunt was Chris Farley's. And it was originally intended for release in the summer of 97, but was delayed for a year due to a merger. And the last one, Elias, the shop owner that Bartholomew Hunt, Chris Farley, goes to for a bath, a shave, and a tooth removal. If you guys remember that scene, it was great. That character, though, the shop owner Elias, is loosely based on Charles Wilson Peel, who's a painter from colonial times who also practiced taxidermy and dentistry.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
And then this was also, I was just kind of curious. This was an interesting point in time for Matthew Perry's career, too, because he's already huge on Friends, but he was also very public about his problem with drugs at the time. That
Right.
I think that sounds like that was probably around when he was at the peak of doing that, too. So that must have been, I wonder if that was difficult.
So there was something else I noticed with the similarity with this movie as far as Chris Farley plays a tracker in the West or taking a expedition on the West. Well, there was an actor back in the day that we all know and love called John Candy. And John Candy's final film that he was in was called Wagons East. And he played a tracker that was taking a group of misfit settlers across the Oregon Trail or something like that. And so it was a very similar role to very, very beloved comedians.
On that incredibly sour note, let's move on to something else. Like, let's just I'm gonna put Dennis at the caboose here.
Ooh.
What did we watch, Adam? Tell him.
We watched a little movie known as Becky.
Oh, Becky, that's the new release from this week.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm
wait
excited
to
for
watch.
this one, guys.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna let you start, and let's
So,
see
yeah.
what I have to fill in on the gaps.
So just a basic on this one. It's about a girl named Becky, as you could imagine. It'd be weird if it wasn't a girl named Becky, but so yeah. So pretty much this girl, her mother recently died like a year ago, and her father and her decide to go up to this cabin in the woods that they own. And right when they get there, a woman and her child come, and the father says, "Hey, I'm sorry to spring this on you, but I'm going to be marrying this woman." And this girl, Becky, runs the fuck away in the woods with one of her dogs and throws a fit. You think that's good. That's fine and plenty. But as that's happening, these neo-Nazis break out of a prison transport, and they show up at this house looking for an item that Becky has. And they hold the family hostage. They find out Becky's out there with this item. The MacGuffin of the film is a key. I don't think we really know what the key's used for, but pretty much Becky watches these neo-Nazis kill her dog and her father, and she's ready to throw in the towel, but something snaps in her, and it becomes like a murderous rampage from this maybe like 10 to 12-year-old girl, or maybe 13, 14, somewhere 10 to 15, some tween girl who pretty much booby traps and does all these things, kind of like a little Kevin McAllister-ish, and some really brutal fucking kills.
And
And
Home Alone's a Nazi.
do you want to let them know who the lead Nazi is?
That'd be the King of Queens, Kevin James.
Whoa.
Here, what do you think? What am I leaving out? I don't want to spoil things.
Not much. I think that Kevin James is doing bad guy here. Very good at that. And then Joel McHale shows up in this. It's not a particularly funny movie. So why is he here? Same reason, I guess. Comedians want to do some dark stuff. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, except for my opinion of the movie, Adam, I think that's very much like the synopsis. What do you?
Yeah.
What is your opinion of the movie, though?
Well, I'm going to say I was really excited once Tommy actually sent us a trailer for this maybe a month or two ago, and I was so excited. And the kills are pretty amazing. They're fun, but I feel like it's lacking something. I feel like it could have been slightly better. Like, yeah, the kills are fun. It has a fun kind of soundtrack and vibe to it, but it's missing something. I'd say it's a yellow light. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Adam, I'm glad you asked. Because for me, it's as red as they come, like cherry red.
Right.
However, I'm not going to be negative on this thing. Okay. There's a certain movie watcher out there that just loves murder porn, just violent kills, in depth, where they show a lot of what happens to the person who's being killed. If you're one of those people, this movie is for you. Now, those movies are normally completely devoid of like character building and storyline and, plot execution and paying off the MacGuffin you've had for an hour and a half. If you ignore all of that, this movie is fantastic. Go watch it. If you just like sick kills, it's for you. If you like plot, maybe not.
Hey, before we go into the tidbits, Tommy, do you mind if Corey gives some qualifiers for this?
Yeah, I know. I suppose so. That sounds like it'll be fine with me.
Thank you very much. I love having permission for doing informative things. Really quickly running down the basic qualifiers of the film. I can't find my notes. Son of a bitch.
It came out in 2020.
What's
Just
the name of the
edit this all
movie,
out.
Adam?
No, so the name. I'm not going to ask Adam. No, it's called Becky. It was released 2020. It was released this week if you're listening to the podcast when it comes out. I watched it on Prime. Where'd you watch it?
I
Adam?
also purchased it on Prime for $10, and
There you go.
rented it, right?
I rented it on Prime. You can see it on YouTube, or it's a Redbox production, so you can
Interesting.
rent it on Redbox's online demand program. It will be in the Redbox machine outside your local liquor store on July 3rd. And you know what color light we gave it. I gave it
Oh, wait.
red.
What's it rated?
Oh, R. Definitely hard R.
Hard R. As someone who observed the film, it's obvious, but I guess people haven't seen it. So
Well, we're just sticking with the qualifiers.
Qualifiers.
I suck ass at this job tonight, guys. I'm
No.
sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. You're good. You're good.
Who skips their own question that they just wrote?
Hey, man, you
You
got a lot
do,
going on
Corey.
right now, man. It's cool.
It's a new. You said it. You said it yourself. It's a new bit. We are just rolling out the kinks.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, you'd think I'd practice. Adam, what did you want to talk about with tidbits?
We're gonna quickly change it from Corey's qualifiers to Corey's kinks.
Ooh.
What really gets you hard, Corey? Sorry.
That's for like when we're not recording.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I got a cramp. Oh, cramp from laughing. That's the first. Oh.
Okay, so I don't want to steal. I'm just going to give a dumb one. So as Corey's already said, this is a Redbox production, so that's kind of cool and unique. Mine's going to be dumb. I have two, but I think they're both on IMDb, so I'll let Tommy say that. But mine, as Corey mentioned, Joe McHale's in this, and he's playing a character named Jeff. And if you know Joe McHale, his most famous character he's ever played is named Jeff Winger on Community. So that's just a weird little tidbit that nobody gives a fuck about.
No, Adam, go
Okay.
ahead. You can say that.
All right,
Did you
so-
want to say the first one or the second one?
I want to
'Cause
say
there's
the first
two.
one, I believe it is.
Go ahead. Say the
So
first
this one, I didn't even need IMDb. Honestly, I catfished two characters on IMDb to write tidbits, but they haven't posted yet, and I'm very sad because I was so excited to have Tommy read my things. So I remember a year ago, they posted that this movie was initially supposed to star Simon Pegg as the lead neo-Nazi, and he had to drop out to time commitments on something else, which might be the movie Corey talked about 2 episodes ago. Inheritance.
Inheritance.
Yes.
Yes, that is the movie I reviewed where Simon Pegg played a villain. And was filming around the same time. So
Yeah.
Wow.
So they got the King of Queens here to shave his head and grow a grizzly fucking beard, which is pretty bitchin'.
I want that beard.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
want
sweet.
that beard so bad.
Just
and
check
they
out the
dyed
poster.
that beard. They dyed the beard black because
Yep.
like Kevin James is like a light brown head of hair, and
Okay.
he looks
So
villainous with that thing.
Nice.
And
So
he
Kevin
has
James.
like, sorry.
I'm sorry.
And he has like a swastika and some other fucked up tattoos on the back of his skull. And he's the leader of like this group. You got regular looking guys, but then you got this big, strong, badass, like hulking figure that he fucking tells what to do. So it's kind of interesting. Sorry, what was your question, Dennis?
So stupid. Whose beard was better? Kevin James' beard in this movie or Joaquin Phoenix beard in You Were Never Really Here?
There's 2 different types of beards in this life. There's
Whoa.
Well, there's many different types, but I don't think we've ever really seen Kevin James with the full facial hair. The closest we came was to Mall Cop, aka Paul Blart, when he had a mustache. So this is the first time we're seeing a beard, not just Afternoon Shadow. It's fucking grizzly, man. It fucking sucked me in again. This beards get me, man. They make me really jealous.
And for all of you who do not have any, I speak bad. You listen to me, I speak bad.
This is the title episode name.
For all of you who have no idea what Adam is talking about, he's making reference to a previous episode of ours called "The Beard Sucked Me In," and we're alluding to quite a long conversation about beards in that episode.
Do you think he really grew that, or is that makeup?
I was questioning that the whole time, and I honestly want to say I think he grew it. I don't know. What do you think, Corey?
That's awesome.
I think he grew it too,
Yeah.
but I also generally, beards are. I'm not like a beard fan.
I'm all about the beard. I get lost.
There's the name
there
of
could
the
be a whole
episode.
podcast there.
I'm all
I can
about
talk
the
about
beard.
beards every week. But what's our tidbits that you got, Tommy?
Well, you said the second one. There's only 2 because this movie just came out, so we
There
got to
should
give
be
it a
4
little.
because I wrote 2. Sorry, but they'll be there soon.
I only see 2. Oh, you okay? Yeah, they're not showing up. Hold on, let me refresh the page.
No, I've been
real quick.
checking all day. I posted Friday
All
night.
right.
They'll probably be up tomorrow. And I put
So,
little red herrings in there. One guy's name was Buncha Crunch, so I'm like maybe he'll pick up on it. But it
So,
doesn't
okay.
matter.
So this is something for you listening at home. Stay tuned to a future episode. We will do some breaking news in a future episode to read off Adam's tidbits from this movie when they appear. So you never know when it could happen, but if you're listening in now, you'll know what to listen for. It could happen anytime.
You just got me
promising
jazzed
you
up.
That is a
Pumped.
Tommy Brozine promise to you. Anyways,
I was
back to
in
the-
bed next to my girlfriend, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to have Tommy read what I wrote. I was making fake names up on the internet, making
Oh,
fake
that's
email addresses, verifying them, adding pictures. But
Well,
it's all wasted.
I'm sorry to tell you, Adam, it actually on my screen it does not show who shared it
Son of a
or who
bitch.
wrote it. Yeah, it doesn't show that.
Uh,
But anyways, I digress. The only other tidbit that is here up for Becky. You guys ready for this? This is the first time that Kevin James has ever played a villain.
Oh,
Wow, what a tidbit!
man.
I was on the edge of my seat. I'm glad I held my breath.
Took the words
For
out of my
that.
mouth there, Corey.
And I
So
verified
that-
this when I saw it posted. I'm like, let me double check this. Oh, they are right. I really thought you could count him in Don't Mess with the Zohan as a bad guy, but maybe not. He was just playing himself.
But you know,
Yeah.
that was amazing, and I think we should move on to other exciting pastures, like what Dennis watched this week. Because
Hey.
Oh, this is definitely going to be a slower flowing lane. I'm going to tell you that right now. The movie I have for this week is Don Verdean, the Jared Hess movie from 2015. This tells the story of a biblical archaeologist played by Sam Rockwell, whose career was hinged on he supposedly found this artifact that he can that makes direct reference to the Bible. And he's like, his whole thing is that his career is there to help prove that God is real, the Bible is real. He thinks God is helping him find these artifacts. He gets approached by Danny McBride, who's like, hey, I love your work. He sees this kind of living, well, it's not that he can see living on hard times. To the audience, it's obvious he's not doing great for himself. But Danny McBride asks him, could you find a new artifact? He wants the next big hot biblical archaeological find to be at his church, and he's gonna make it like a fucking museum or a sideshow attraction, like a highway fucking attraction. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fund everything. I'm gonna send you to the Holy Land, and you're gonna find the next cool. That's right. He tells him what he wants him to find. Go find the Holy Grail. Fucking telling someone to just go casually Indiana Jones out in the Holy Land. It's an interesting movie. If you're familiar with the style I feel like you get from Jared Hess, it is 110% that tone. This movie in particular, now I haven't seen everything he's done, but the cast alone is honestly what pulled me in. Everyone I thought was funny. Everyone was kind of a weird, quirky character that you don't necessarily get to see that often. I had been watching a lot of like intense things lately, and I thought this would be kind of a fun way to break off from like action, horror, drama, things like that. And it was an interest. I like it. It was kind of lighthearted. It got not serious, but there were tones of reality it tries to reference, and I like that it wants to kind of be human. It references, obviously, the subject matter references religion, but it's not really jamming it down your throat. If anything, just given my personal history, I grew up raised in a church that I'm not necessarily a part of now, but so I'm familiar with some of the things they reference, and it's kind of funny when you came up in that world to just kind of see it laugh at itself. I guess it's not making fun of religion, but the way you see religious people talk to each other sometimes, it's kind of, some of that goes on, and it's humorous to kind of see the caricature of it playing out. Doesn't happen too fast. You better be ready to go along with the ride. It takes its time getting to where it needs to be, but so do a lot of his other movies. I feel like it kind of lines up with that. It was interesting. I did not see how it was going to end. I thought that was kind of a unique way to put an end on it, and I actually really liked what they did. It's a yellow light for me. It's I could see it not being something that everyone would necessarily be thrilled to watch or say it's their favorite thing. I don't regret watching it though. It's one of those, like, I liked getting to see these cast members play who they got to play.
Sounds fun.
Sorry, is this a comedy?
It is. It is a
dry comedy, right?
It's a very, very dry comedy. It is.
Can you just tell the people, you mentioned Jared Hess as the director, let them know what the biggest thing Jared Hess did, so they're kind of in the mindset of knowing
the Napoleon Dynamite. And then I didn't see the follow-up, Gentlemen Broncos.
Oof.
He did Nacho Libre too.
Yes. Nacho, again, it's that very dry humor that persists. Yep. The similarities between those, that is very prevalent throughout that movie.
Wow. Okay.
I liked the use of their locations and stuff was interesting. I actually liked that it felt like we were all over town. It looked authentic. This guy looked like he fucking lived in his van. The costumes were I believed they were these people. I can't think of her name.
Is it Kristen Wiig? Is she?
No, that was in The Office.
Oh.
Amy Ryan was great. I liked seeing her outside of I'm only familiar with her in The Office, so that was actually, it was cool to see her playing something else. Everyone else, I didn't doubt them for a second. Oh my God, MacGruber. Why can't I think of his name?
Will Forte.
Will Forte. He playing the leader of a former Satanist who's now the founder of a Christian church was so funny. He's just like, he's the edgy, ooh, I'm the cool hot new preacher. Like,
I feel like he fits in really great in the tone that Jared Hess sets up. And
Yes.
he's like the ideal person to be in a movie of his.
He's got a turtleneck.
Oh God. And his like sidekick dude is hilarious. This giant guy with the long hair and the bald spot up. Just I like the chemistry these characters had together. But you know, middle of the road. I didn't hate it. It wasn't amazing. Solid yellow.
What was the movie called again?
Don Verdean.
Awesome. And then Tommy, are there any tidbits?
Yeah. Believe it or not, the film was shot in 25 days.
Whoa.
If you can
I believe that.
The antique store owner is played by Sam Rockwell's dad, Pete Rockwell. I didn't know that. That's cool. I've never seen the movie, so why would I know?
That's funny.
That'd be funny if you're like, oh yeah, Pete Rockwell. I know him. He's in this movie too. I haven't seen it, but I love Pete's work.
And then here's another one. This one's cool. So many of the extras did not recognize Sam Rockwell until they were told by the crew.
He's a great actor. He embodies the roles that he does. He's amazing. I love Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Rockwell, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Jermaine Clement, hilarious. He stole almost every scene he was in.
Nice. And is there anything else, Tommy, before we sign off? For
No,
the
that was
folks?
it.
Oh, that was it. Oh,
The rest.
No, that was it, asshole. Move on.
No, I didn't say
End
it.
the
I didn't mean
show.
it like that. No, the rest were stinkers. The rest were stinkers.
Okay.
There wasn't that many. There really wasn't that many.
But you know, I mean, that's a good thing. So I guess let's just sign off. Adam, you got to edit this one. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Everyone have a great night. I can't speak of the language good tonight.
We can speak of the language for you, man. It's all good.
Yeah, please speak language.
We love you, Toasters. Thank you for sticking with us. Hit us in all the... Oh, I almost did it. Now I'm stealing lines from Adam. Damn.
Oh, I'm just going to
Shit.
walk out of my car now. I have no
Shit.
purpose being here. Hey, guys, stay toasty.
Oh, look at that, folks. We did it. Boom.
Corey, don't worry. The episode speaks for itself.
I know, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yep, it's going to be a stinker episode.
Leave
Thanks
a
for
review on
listening.
Apple Podcast, even if it's a really bad review. I just want numbers. That's
So,
it.
Dennis, where can they find us online?
Oh, Adam, I'm glad you asked. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. You can chat with us on Discord. Hey, you might even see us on Mixer every once in a while. Play a game with us. Hit us up. Contact us. Tell us how you feel.
What's our handle?
movie_toast.
And Tommy and I are behind the local Popeyes in the dumpster every other Wednesday. If
What
you
can I
wanna
get for
touch base
$5?
with us there.
Gotta try the popcorn chicken, man.
I didn't know they had it at Popeyes.
I think he was asking what he gets
Louisiana
from
Fresh.
Corey for $5.
Corey, you got this, Corey.
Just say,
You got this.
what's the qualifiers? You got this, man.
Well, Dennis, also, I would like to ask, what are the qualifiers? Now, that sounds stupid and far-fetched.
I felt like that was pretty good.
Hey, Dennis. Also, I would like...
Wait. All right, let's get the finger guns, the song.
So,
I would like to know... Hey, Dennis.
yeah. Hey, Corey.
What